everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. We are live right now. It's 8:59. This is my third interview of the night. Boy, it's been a long day. But without further ado, let me bring on Scarlett Rose. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
I'm doing great. A little tired, but I'm good. I'm good to go. All right, let's start. How did you fall in love with this wonderful world that we call wrestling?
So basically I started martial arts when I was like young as a kid, like
Okay.
jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai. I did
Okay.
boxing there for a little bit, and I ended up getting injured. And I decided not to take a scholarship when I was in college. I went to college, and I kind of went here and there. I did some judo when I was in college. I did some jiu-jitsu, and then I got into rock climbing and a bunch of random other things. And then once I got out of college, I was like, kind of like, what do I want to do? Like, I need to do something to stay active, right? And my dad was like, kind of like jokingly, like, oh, hey, there's a flyer here, for professional wrestling. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like,
You kind of fell into it.
I just kind of like fell into it. And I've, at the time as when I started, I saw 2 live shows, like one WWE, tables, ladders, and chairs, an NXT match, and then 2 like indie ones. One was on the street. It was very extra to say the least. And then I saw one when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and that's pretty much my professional wrestling before I actually started to join. Yeah.
Right.
And I did it just for fun. Like, I was like, oh, it'd be fun, like something to do. If I don't like it, I'm not, I can just leave. That's what I ultimately thought. I was like, oh, if I don't like it and whatever, I can leave and whatever. And I never honestly thought I would be doing live shows. Like, I know that's crazy for a lot of people, and like people who get into the sport or get into this activity. It's like, oh, I can't wait until my live show. I was just there like do, and then my coach would tell me every once in a while, oh, hey, you're not ready to do live shows. I'm like, and then one day he was like, you're ready, you're gonna be in the next show. I'm like, me? You
what?
Want me?
You want me to go out there?
I don't know about that. And I was super nervous. Like, I ended up like throwing out my first very show because I was so nervous. I'm not a very like come up here and like be the center of attention, and that's not me. That's not my personality. But that's what I've been working on and learning how to do.
Okay, all right. So who were some of your trainers and mentors during the training process?
Brian Kendrick. He's been doing it for the last 6 or 7 months of my training, which has helped a lot. And then a few sessions here with Billy Blade and a luchador. Some luchadors along the way, helping me learn different perspectives and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, now let's talk about your first match. The one you had all these nerves about. Who was your opponent, and what was your, besides throwing up, but what were some of the other emotions you went through?
This
is a unique story, let me tell you.
I didn't throw up out there.
All right.
Before the match.
All right, before the match.
I didn't do a Pitch Perfect. If any of you've seen that movie.
Right.
But I wrestled with Ray Genesis and one of the micro wrestlers, like the minis.
Right.
And I'm trying to remember his name.
What was it, like a triple threat?
Yeah, it was a 6-man. So
6-man, okay.
And then on the opponent was my goodness, I'm blanking on the
You're
name.
blanking out.
I'm blanking on names, but one of the wrestlers was 25 Cent, and Noah, or Liam Price, and this really flamboyant character. really flamboyant character. I forgot what his name was. His nickname was like the Songbird.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
remember. He came out like singing and like with a microphone and like being obnoxious and everything.
All right. So now you've had your first match. Tell me about how long you've been doing this about, actually.
I've been doing shows for a little bit over a year and a couple months, and I've been training for over 2 years
Oh,
now.
wow. Okay, okay. So out of all the opponents you've wrestled, who has been your favorite and why?
Oh.
I feel like this is so simple question, but everybody gets thrown off by it.
It's not. It is a simple question, but then you have to think about it. You're like, oh, okay, like, my favorite opponent, and I don't think I have one yet.
Okay.
I
all right.
don't think I have one yet. There was an opponent that I'm like, oh, I've had some really cool opponents. I've had some really interesting matches. But
Okay, no one
you know,
favorite so far.
no
All right.
favorites, no
That's
favorites.
definitely a unique answer. I've never had anybody say no.
No, I don't have favorites.
Okay, let's
I'm my favorite. Okay, I'm my favorite.
well, favorite person, okay, but not you can't be your own favorite opponent.
I could wrestle myself.
All right, let's talk about an opponent that you would want to wrestle that you haven't wrestled.
That I haven't wrestled. Like, if all the world aligned correctly.
Let's say someone on a big company and someone in an independent.
Okay. A big company would be Becky Lynch. She is one of
Okay.
my people I look at for like.
I already knew that, just so you know. I knew the Becky Lynch one.
Yeah, Becky Lynch is one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, definitely one of my favorite female wrestlers. She has definitely changed up the wrestling industry for women, I believe.
Right.
She's
absolutely.
I really like the man era of her. The new big time Bex, I'm like, meh, like.
She's back to the man.
Yeah, it's like here. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like big time. That was unique of her to think of that. Big time Bex.
Yeah. Independent. Independent. I'm trying to think.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a good one. That's a hard one.
That's a good one. That's another hard one, right?
It's another hard one for me. Because I'm like, there's a lot of people I want to wrestle, and I'm like, is there one that's like stands out more than the others? I don't think so.
Okay. So there's no one you want to wrestle against.
There's a lot of people like Viva Vaughn. I want to wrestle. I've been on her side before, but I've never wrestled against her.
There you
I don't know if that will ever happen. And
never know.
Never know.
That's right.
Yeah, and then her name's Johnny. I was in a tag match, but didn't really get to wrestle her. That's another one that I've been wanting to wrestle because I like what she does in the ring.
Okay, all right. Let's go into how you got the moniker the Queen of Hearts.
That was actually my nickname when I was doing fighting.
Oh, when you were in the martial arts.
Yeah. That's
okay.
I just transferred it over. That's what I used to be called. Like, it was my nickname. Like, because I love the Queen of Hearts, like the character, and then I used to like choking people out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And you're probably still doing choking people out.
Yeah.
Is that one of your finishers?
No, my finisher is the Queen's Crown. It's a double hand axe off the top rope.
Oh, okay, okay. You got to come
Yeah.
up with a choke one now.
I know, but the choke that I used to like to do, it doesn't transfer well. It doesn't transfer well into professional wrestling because they don't have geese. So like that's
Oh, okay.
yeah. I used to do a bow and arrow choke.
Oh, wow.
That was like one of my moves I would do a lot and very successful at, but it
Okay.
doesn't transfer well. I've tried.
All right. I mean, you could do a variation of Anna Jay's Queen Slayer.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, really? Oh, you got to check out Anna Jay. She's AEW. So, all right, let's go into favorite venue that you've wrestled out of.
Favorite venue?
And why?
Why? I think I have two. I wrestled at a baseball stadium, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was part of the Micromania tour. That's why I have two. That was a really cool experience, but it's not something that, like, I was in a tiny ring. It was a 12 by 12 because it was, meant for the Micromania wrestlers.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was like one step, you're on the other side of the rope.
That's right.
So it was really cool because you get to like be in there and there's a bunch of seats everywhere and there's like 1,000 people like watching you, which is really cool, and I don't get that experience a lot in indie wrestling.
That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah. And then
awesome.
I think my other favorite would be wrestling for this company called NTLL. I really like how it's all set up. The venue is really cool. They have a bunch of cool like paintings all over the walls.
Right.
And there's like people surrounding you. Like there's all completely around you. Which I think is really cool, and it's like a really cool venue.
That sounds really cool. All right, we have a question for you. Ironically, it begins, I have a question for you. I have a question for Scarlett. What is her favorite type of food, and what is her favorite movie? That's from Johnny Blitz. My pal, Johnny Blitz.
My favorite food would have to be sushi.
Oh,
I love
okay.
sushi. Yeah.
John loves sushi. But all right, go ahead.
My favorite movie, it would have to be tied between Alice in Wonderland and
Okay,
obviously,
all right.
and The Wizard of Oz. I love those movies. I can watch those movies like on repeat.
Right.
And
what do you like the best about, say, Wizard of Oz? Because that's the one I know.
The Wizard of Oz. I just like the story. I don't know. I like the storyline, how it goes black to white to color, and
right.
all of the. I don't know. I think it's really, really cool, and it was really inventive for the time that it was created.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I agree. It was.
Yeah.
It was. I think you might have another question over here. Johnny says he sings "If I Only Had a Brain in My Head." I don't know if that's a good song to sing to yourself, but okay. All right, Scarlett. Since we're on this subject, let's go into some of your favorite hobbies. What does Scarlett like to do on her time off? And I almost knocked my headset off.
I work out.
Oh, me too. All right, good.
I work out and I sew wrestling gear.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I made all of my own wrestling gear and I sew for other people now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good. All right. How many times do you work out a week?
Depends. Like 3 times usually
Average.
lifting weights. 3 times I usually do lifting weights, and then 1 to 2 days of like professional wrestling training.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
And then shows on the weekends.
You're busy.
Yeah.
Wrestling is definitely keeping you busy.
It is.
What are some of your favorite states that you wrestled out of?
I've wrestled in California and Texas.
All right. What
are
are some
2 states?
What are some of the promotions?
NTL is one, Lucha Pro,
I've heard of Lucha Pro.
Yeah, Lucha Pro. RMW, the
Okay.
newer company. PWU, which used to be Vendetta.
Okay.
Um, AAPW, which was in Texas. Um, I wrestled inside of a mall in Texas.
A
I don't.
mall.
Yes. Yes.
What kind of match did you have? Was it a regular match in a ring or?
Yeah, yeah. It was a
Okay,
regular match. It was just a ring in a mall.
that's interesting. We need to do that here in New York.
Yes. Yeah, it's fun.
A-
Yeah, it's
And
fun.
any promoters out there? Can you book a match in a mall? Like have a whole card there? That'd be awesome.
Right. Wrestling for charity.
Uh-huh.
Takedown Pro.
Okay.
SCW. Stars of Wrestling.
Okay. It's a lot of promotions in such a short time there, Scarlett.
Yes. Yes. I've been trying to expand and getting
That's good. That's
more and more
good.
promoters every
That's
week.
good. The more you wrestle in other companies and other states, the more you get noticed, right?
Yep.
More
That's
connections you make.
it. Yep. That or wrestling gear.
Or wrestling gear, that's right.
Or wrestling gear, because I got to Texas
uh,
and got that opportunity because I made wrestling gear for someone, and they
awesome.
helped me get out there and get connected with people out there, and I'm hopefully going to be going back there this year wrestling for Dog Pound. So
Okay, all right. What? How does the creative process go into making gear for someone?
it can go one of two ways. They either send me something that they've drawn up or
Uh-huh.
they've created in like a video game,
Oh, okay.
or they can be like, I have this idea and show me what you got. So sometimes I have to draw out every single thing that like they want, or like they give me like a logo and then like,
Right.
oh, you kind of play with this, and whatever you can do.
Okay. What are some of the promotions that you want to work for in independence?
Independence.
Yeah, before we get to the big leagues.
I would love to wrestle for WoW
Oh, okay.
as one of my like TV promotions. WoW
Right,
is one.
right. Okay.
Dog Pound, which is hopefully going to happen this year. It was supposed to happen last year, so
Okay.
hopefully this year. And then I think there's.
I'm gonna throw a name out there for you. Mission Pro Wrestling.
Mission Pro Wrestling, yes.
That's a big promotion up and coming.
Yes. I was supposed to be contacted by them already.
Really?
I was. But
Okay.
there was some issues over there.
Gotcha.
Yes.
One of the owners was in one of my chats. So if he or she is out there, we all know who they are. Contact Scarlett. Get her on the program.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, bring Mission Pro to New York. I'd love to have them here in New York. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And they can bring you, Scarlett. You come to New York too.
Right. Yeah.
We need more independent wrestling out here. Let's just saturate independent wrestling everywhere. Because that's where the future is, right? Future stars.
Yeah, they are. Well, hopefully.
Absolutely. What about you? Which one of the promotions would you like to be on?
Like the bigger promotions?
Yes.
I don't have a preference.
Okay.
I don't have a preference. They each have their pros and their cons.
Right.
I am taking it like I did college. Whichever one takes me, I'm gonna go there.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. That's a good deal. Have you ever been able to go to a tryout?
No, I have not.
All right.
Hopefully soon.
All right. Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully. Let's go with traveling. Where would you like to travel? Have you thought about going to like overseas or in the Northeast up here?
I have. I've been in contact with a few people like that are out of states, like up near Texas. I forgot where exactly. But they weren't like, I was like, I need discuss money before I go out there.
Right. No,
I'm
absolutely.
like, I don't want to spend a couple $100s and not receive it back. And then um, someone reached out to me about Oregon, but it would cost me a couple $100s out of my pocket. I don't always have that kind of money to go
Right.
spend just to travel to have a match. So that's
I
the
get it.
huge thing with traveling, and I would love to travel all over, but I don't
All
have
right.
endless amount of money just to throw at it.
Who does? What about if you had a chance to go like overseas? You don't have to worry about money.
I would love to. I would love
Okay.
to.
Any countries in particular?
I think I would want to go and do like the Japanese style. I
Okay.
like New Japan style. Like
Right.
I've done lucha. It's not my favorite.
It's not your favorite.
It's not my favorite. I love
Okay.
American style and
Okay.
kind of leaning towards American Japanese, I think.
Okay. What don't you like about the style?
Um, lucha is not my favorite because it's a lot of steps and to do one simple thing.
Right.
That's
Okay.
what my experience is. It's a lot of like different steps just to get an arm wringer or trying to get set up for this one big move. Or it
Right.
looks really cool, but if the timing is slightly off, it doesn't
It
look
doesn't
right,
work.
and it doesn't work. It doesn't
Right.
flow, and I feel like the American style and the Japanese style, there's a little bit more like leniency, I guess, because
Right.
everything is a little bit more simple. So if something isn't quite correct, you can make something and like correct it and make it actually like flow well.
Okay. All right. Tell me about some goals you have in 2023.
My number one goal in 2023 is to get onto a TV. If that's a local TV,
Okay.
yeah, I want to
That's a
get
good
some.
goal. That's a good
Yeah,
goal.
that's my goal. Is to get on a promotion that has TV because I think that's because I've never worked TV, and TV is different than working just an indie show because you
Okay.
have to work the cameras and everything.
Yeah, it's a different type of wrestling when you got to work the cameras.
Yeah.
Okay. You haven't had anybody like kind of explain that to you or say, hey, this is what you would be going through if you did that?
I worked with like hard cam, so I know I kind of know I needed position. Like if the hard cam is here, then I need to be running this way and doing my
Right.
moves this way. And then if like there's like a hold spot, I need to have my opponent looking like towards the
Okay.
hard cam.
All right. What kind of advice has Brian Kendrick given you through that training process you went through?
That you can create a good match with being very simple.
Okay. Good
Like you don't have
storytelling.
to do a bunch of crazy moves
Mm-hmm.
just to get them in. There's a time and a place for those kind of moves, and it needs to be placed correctly to make sense. And you can do a lot with very little. And showing like the struggle, it will mean a lot more to fans than just hitting big moves, because if they don't see the struggle, then they're not going to care for you, and they're not going to really care if you do that big move.
Great. Good storytelling. Absolutely. What about promos? How important are promos to you?
I've been trying.
Okay.
I'm not super great at them, but I've been trying to do cut promos about different matches, and
Okay.
so whenever someone asks me to, I will do it, or sometimes like I will do them just to like help promote myself.
Right.
But I try.
Okay.
I
All
really
right.
try.
Because let's say you had a big match coming up. Let's say this weekend, and you were wrestling against, I don't know, someone, Masha Slamovich, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you to cut a promo. I'm not gonna ask you, but I should ask you, but I'm not. How would you like prepare yourself to do a promo like that? You don't have to do it. I'm just saying, how would you prepare yourself? Like, what would you be thinking of?
I kind of be thinking about what points I'm gonna hit. Like,
Okay.
like I usually start my promos with "ladies and gentlemen," like that kind of stuff. Like that plays into my character because I'm supposed to be a queen and elegant,
Right.
but I kind of play more of like a badass. Like that's what I try to do. Like I don't take nothing.
Do you
from
do it
no one.
like stuck up or something? Like if you're a stuck up queen?
No,
No.
I
Okay.
try to be more like the queen. Like I don't know how to like put it in the correct terms. Like the queen of like the people. Like I'm okay with all of them, right? Like
Right.
they're not my issue. The fans are not my issue. The issue is a person who decides to step in the ring with me.
Okay. All right. Now I am gonna ask you to one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day to send me a promo that you cut on someone.
Okay.
All right, and then I'll let you know if I liked it or not. I'm probably gonna say yes because I haven't had a bad promo yet from someone, but I've asked. So
that's good. I've cut a couple
we'll see.
like live promos too. The good thing about me is I don't freeze. Like so that's good. Like it might not make sense.
But you just
I will talk.
go with what you're feeling at the moment, right?
It was so funny. This is experience of talking on the mic. I was not prepared. I was playing the bad guy. I ripped off someone's mask in a match.
Oh wow!
They give me the mic and asked me why I did it.
Oh no! What'd you say?
I was like, "Oh, she's not worthy of my she's not worthy to step in that ring. She's not worthy of my respect. Next time, I'm gonna win and I'm gonna choke her out." And I was like, "That's what I was like, I got backstage. I'm like, "Oh my god, why did I just say that? I don't even do submissions as my finisher."
Oh man.
I was laughing hysterically and everyone's like, "That was you?" I was like, "Yeah, that was me." They're like, "It wasn't that bad." I was like, "It felt hilarious to me because I don't like why did I even come out of my mouth? Like I don't understand. Like it was just like blah 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 like
It's okay. How else are you going to develop yourself?
I know. It's
right?
just
Absolutely.
Those funny moments where you're like, well, I don't even do a submission. Like I don't even choke anyone out. Why did I was just heated. Like I was just mad.
We all do that. I mean, I'm sure I've said some stuff that I'm like, why the hell did I just say that? That's stupid. During my vlogs that I do with my stuff. There's some chatter going on in the chat about malls and stuff.
They're like, we need to get on this. This is
we need to get on this mall thing. That might be a thing. That might be a thing over here.
The brawl in the mall, yeah.
The brawl in the okay. Okay. Hey, maybe you have your own company. You have your own brawl at the mall. I've had to go to an event. I don't know if you've had this, but I was at an event for my home promotion, which I'll talk about at the end when I'm promoting it. We were outside in like 90-something degree weather. And I don't know if you've been outside to wrestle in 90-degree weather, but I was out there filming, and I was just drenched just being there. So I can imagine what the wrestlers went through when they were in the ring.
Yeah, oh my god. I wrestled outside a couple times. Not great. I wrestled in rain.
Fun.
I wrestled in rain outside. I wrestled in like really cold weather outside. I wrestled in heat, and I think my worst experience is I was in a nightclub doing a wrestling show, and it was in Los Angeles during the summer, and it was really, really hot, and they didn't have AC. Oh my god, it was so stuffy. Like I would just sit there, and my face was just sweating. I was like, "This is so uncomfortable."
That's terrible. Why? What was wrong? The heat broke down in the place, or what?
I honestly don't know. I was just like, we should definitely not be holding a show in here if like there is no AC.
The promoter said, "I'm going to make these guys suffer today."
Right? Oh god.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's plug away some upcoming appearances you have going on. Hopefully they're not outside in the heat.
Oh no, it's been freezing cold over here. Well, not freezing cold.
Where? What state you in?
I'm in California, but
Oh,
it's been really cold for us. It
really?
hailed.
Well, let me hear this.
In California.
How cold is it there? Like, what are the degrees?
Oh, it is like 50 degrees during the day and 37 at night, which is really cold for California when it's normally like 65, 70.
50 degrees.
I
That's like
know.
summer over here.
I know, but I'm saying for Californians, like,
Oh, okay.
for Californians, we got hail yesterday.
We had snow 2 days ago.
But California never snows or hails, and it's been doing that this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I hope it's not coming here.
Hopefully not.
I want some spring action. Let me tell you. Go ahead, plug away your appearances.
March 12th, I might be doing a Lucha Pro show again. I'm in talks with that.
Okay.
March 18th, I'm going to be doing an all-women show up in San Jose with SCW.
Okay.
And March 24th, I'll be wrestling at PWU. And March 25th, I think I'm going back to the baseball stadium, but I'm not exactly sure what city it's in.
It might be too cold for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I wrestled around there that time, I ended up slipping and bruising my whole entire knee.
Oh no. Well, you're a wrestler, so you got to get used to the bruising part.
No, I know, but I slipped on the apron.
Uh-huh.
And I was going out, and I hit my knee against the dirt in the baseball field.
Do you know some of your opponents you'll be facing?
March 12th, I'm not sure because it hasn't been finalized.
Okay.
March 18th, I'll be wrestling against the Vanity Twins.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And
awesome.
The 24th, I'm wrestling against Jimmy Yang Wang and his daughter with Brian Kendrick. And then,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think I'm supposed to be wrestling Jimmy Wang's Yang's daughter on the 25th.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. What's her name? Do you know? No.
No, everyone just calls him his daughter.
That's Jimmy's daughter. That's just Jimmy's daughter.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I hear.
Yikes.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard, you know? I feel like it's hard for people who have like
oh, absolutely.
that are daughters or sons of people who've been in WWE, because you have to be like, oh, you know, that was my dad, and everyone remembers you as their son.
Absolutely. I bet someone who's having a always hearing that is Ava Raine over in NXT.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. She's hearing it just a little bit. I mean, Charlotte. Look at Charlotte. Charlotte's overcome everything.
Yeah, she's doing really good.
So
yeah.
She's doing great. Great. Becky too. Becky's doing great. So you know. She's a tag team champ now. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, her and Lita became the women's tag champs.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
No.
Oh really? Oh.
I don't watch it like regularly.
Uh-huh.
I watch, you know, some stuff like here and there when I can.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if you get a chance, check that out for sure.
I will.
All right. Where can everybody follow you?
At Queen of _hearts with 2 S's on Instagram, and then SR Hearts on Twitter, and then Facebook. I don't think I have an app for that. It's just Scarlett Rose, the Queen of Hearts. It usually pops up.
Awesome. All right. Let me plug away what I got going on now. I have, if I can pull it up, my the BPW Blood, Sweat, and 17th anniversary show on April 15th. That's the next Victory Pro Wrestling show out here in Long Island, New York. To get your tickets, go to victoryprowrestling.com. Or if you want to sponsor your favorite wrestler, go to victoryprowrestling.com as well. they're doing sponsorship packages. How important is sponsorship, Scarlett?
What?
How how important is sponsorship, Scarlett?
I've heard wrestlers that have them, and it helps a lot. I've been trying
Well,
to get.
well, hopefully someone sponsors you. So anybody watching this podcast that's out over there, sponsor Scarlett.
Yes.
Come on, guys, let's get behind this. Hashtag sponsor Scarlett. See, I just created a new hashtag.
Yes.
I love hashtags. I say it at work too. I'll be like something goes wrong. I'm like, see, hashtag, there it goes. And everybody just looks at me like, what is wrong with you? All right. The next event I got coming up is the Big Horror event right here in Queens, New York. I will be with wrestler Robbie Rebel at the table. So you got me all flustered over here, Scarlett. The Big Horror event coming up. Cody Rhodes is going to be there. The Queen herself, Charlotte Flair, will be there. Edge, they'll all be there signing autographs for a price, of course. And then the following Saturday, I'll be at Icons of Wrestling Spring Fling back with Robbie, where there are such great acts as FTR, the $1 Million Man. They just signed Matt Cardona. He's going to be there. And speaking of Matt Cardona, he's going to be out here in Long Island on March 25th to fight the Big O at the NYWC building, the Sportorium. Make sure you go get your tickets for that event. I'm sure that's going to be a big event. The Big O just won his title at Psycho Circus, and him and Cardona have unfinished business as they were old friends in the past and helped the Big O get to where he is now in some way. So make sure you go to that event. That's very important, as well as staying on tune right here on YouTube, not Facebook, on YouTube, for the premiere of Vlog Interaction featuring the 23-6 championship, the YouTube championship, handcrafted by a Bushman in Australia, Scarlett. This is a true story.
Yes.
It is. At least that's what they tell me, Scarlett. The 23-6 championship. Will the Solution still hold on to the title, or will he lose it to someone else? Let's see. The season premiere at Blog Interaction. Make sure you check that out. That is coming out hopefully within the next 2 weeks right here on the Papa Dank YouTube channel, where you can also see Beyond the Barricade podcast, as well as the Brandon Denker Report, which is mine and my son's program where we do skits, we talk about stuff, and you can learn about his journey on how he wants to become a professional wrestler, Scarlett. So you may see him one day in a wrestling ring.
Maybe.
So once you see, I'm Dank, he's Denker. He doesn't want to take my last name. I don't know why, but that's his choice. But he's out at the gym now, Scarlett, training. He's getting ready. Yeah. So he's a good kid. Scarlett, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody in the chat being lively. Make sure that you haven't already. Make sure you like and subscribe or follow me. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. And hopefully there'll be another social media platform. Then you can follow me there too. Everybody have a good night. Scarlett, stick around for a moment. Everybody have a good night. Thank you. See you
have a good night.
Next week, where we will have more guests. Those announcements will be coming out this weekend. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.